Okay, everyone, welcome to your Words to Live By, audio/video instruction for your white to yellow belt requirements. Like I said before on the student creed, and I will say on this one too, these are not required or any type of memorization for your white to yellow belt test. This is just a little information I thought I'd pass along to you that we incorporate into our offline school here in North Carolina. So what I'm going to do with this video, we have 14 words that we recite before each class here at our offline school, and I thought I'd go in and upload them, give them to you guys too that's in our online program. So what we have here, we have 14 words. So I'll go ahead and read those off to you now. The first one is respect, courtesy, trust, honesty, self-control, being thankful, understanding, giving, goals, care, attitude, humility, loyalty, and self-image. Now, for some of you, you may not know exactly the meaning behind those words, but before the end of this video, you will know what these words mean and how they should incorporate into the lives of a martial artist. So, just hang on tight, and we will get started with our first word. Okay, our first word, respect. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls know exactly what this means, but for those who don't, just let me give you a little insight on what this word is all about. Now, in today's world, I know there is just so many disrespectful people. We see them all the time in our jobs and our at school and just our daily routine, especially in traffic. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen our share of sign language when it comes to traffic conditions and that type of things. But just when you're in your daily life, make sure you're respectful of the people around you. You don't know how far that will take you. So when you're in class and you have a teacher correct you on something, make sure you're respectful for them and just take it for what it is, just correcting you and they're trying to make a better person out of you. Do not be one of these people. And I'm sure you've heard them. You've heard them when they're corrected. They're just cussing the teacher out, just saying all kinds of negative things under their breath. So I just urge you, if you're corrected in the education type environment or something like that, they're there to help you. So make sure you take it for what it is and don't be one of these people that are just down in the teacher behind their back. So with that being said, let's get into the work situation. If you have a boss, I mean, I know I've had my share of difficult bosses over the years, working my jobs over the years. Since I am 26, I've had several different types of jobs. But when you're on the job, just make sure you're respectful to everyone you work with, and especially your boss and all that, because you don't want to make a difficult boss any more difficult. Believe me. But just if you're in a situation where you could be just nasty, or you could be the nicest guy or girl that they've had to deal with for the day, make sure you take the high road. Be the person that is always respectful to especially your family, your friends, like I said, your coworkers, and just anybody you come into contact on your day-to-day life. So doing that kind of thing, taking a high road, I guarantee you won't regret doing the right thing. Okay, next word, courtesy. All right, before we start this one now, let me get a show of hands. How many people here has ever had a door slammed in their face? All right, I see a couple hands over there, a couple over there. All right, just about everyone. Okay, now when it comes to courtesy, even if it's something as simple as open the door for someone, make sure you do it with a smile. You don't even know how far a smile will go for someone. Maybe someone's just had a horrible week or a day or even a month. And the one thing they need is someone just to smile, just to turn their day around, and you were that person. So make sure you greet everyone with a smile and even a hello for some of them. I know some people are just looking at the floor all day, running around. I don't see how people do that. I like to keep my eyes on where I'm going. But if you're given an opportunity, make sure you be courteous to those that you come into contact with on your day-to-day routine. And even though we've just scratch the surface of all that, just make sure if someone's in need, you see the lady at the post office, she just sold her stuff on eBay and she's got 20 packages, she's just trying to muscle in. Make sure if you have time, take a little time out of your day and just help her or him out. And even if it's not a situation like that, just any type of thing you run into on your day-to-day life, wherever you may be, make sure you help someone out if they really need some help. Don't be one of these people that just disregard everyone except for what they need. All right, so there's more people in this world than just you. Right. Next we have trust. Now, with trust, I want to make something very clear. I want everyone in this program with us on My Personal Dojo to be someone that others can trust with anything and everything. And that might be far-fetched for some people, but I just want to make sure that when you're going through your life, whether it's on a job or in your family life or with a friend, make sure you're someone that others can always trust and can always come through for them. And maybe even, I know there's some situations where maybe you can't come through for them, something came up. Just make sure you're quick to let them know exactly what happened and try to resolve it in some way. Just don't be one of these people that's just, if they can't come through for someone, just doesn't let them know, and the other person just sitting there wondering like, what the heck just happened? Where are they at? Why didn't they come through for me? So be a trustworthy person in your friendships and in your family life, and especially, I don't mean to give relationship advice, but if you're married or if you're in a very committed relationship, make sure you're someone that the other person can trust. Don't be one of these people that's like, oh yeah, I love you today, and then tomorrow I'm out doing all this other stupid stuff that contradicts everything I just said. So in your relationships and in your day-to-day life, make sure you're an upstanding person to your family, wife, husband, friends, just any relationship. Be the person that they know they can go to and trust with anything. Because as we all know, in today's world, there's very few people we can truly trust. So I urge you to be one of those people that someone can always come to and trust with anything. Okay, next we have honesty. Now with honesty, this can cover all types of different subjects. But if you're ever caught in a situation where you can either tell the truth or tell a lie, make sure you tell the truth, because I know that guilty conscience, it just eats away at you when you tell that lie. I know I have been there. So just make sure you're an upstanding person in your life. Be someone that's 100% honest. I know it's hard. Most of us are 99.9% honest, but just try to get that 100% honesty in your life, because at the end of the day, I guarantee you it will pay off. And like I said, not to mention, you will sleep better at night. So even if it's at school doing a test, don't copy off your neighbor. Like they say, don't copy off your neighbor, because what if you actually have to know that information in a real situation? What you gonna do then? You gonna copy off your buddy over there? I don't think so. And like on your job, make sure you're honest with your customers. Be honest with your co-workers, boss. If something doesn't go right and it's your fault, make sure you're a big enough man or woman to stand up and admit when you're wrong. And just make sure you mean what you say, and you say what you mean. There's just too many people out there using all the smoke and mirrors to cover up their faults. So even though the truth may hurt, make sure you're honest in everything that you deal with in your life. I guarantee you will not be sorry in the end. Alrighty, next we have self-control. Oh, how we all can use a little bit more of this. All right, so just let me tell you, when you're going through your life, make sure. We all had those situations that just push our buttons, and we're just seconds away from exploding. But I just urge you, if you're ever caught in a situation like that, make sure if you have the chance, just walk away from it, back up a little bit, take a couple seconds, take it all in, calm yourself down, because you don't want to go off the handle on something and then end up regretting it. Because every time you do, I guarantee you, every time you lose your cool and you just give someone a talking to that they will never forget, you will regret it. I guarantee you, because they will for sure never forget it. So don't be one of these quick-tempered people. Just learn to hold that tongue. Self-control has different aspects: physically, verbally, and just all types of different situations this self-control could be put into. But basically, just learn to control your emotions, or I guarantee you they will control you. All right, our next word is be thankful. For me, this one is very important to me because I just hate those type of people that just are not content with anything they have in life. They get a little something, they want a little something more. They get that, they want more than that. They get that, they want more than that. It just keeps going and going, and they are never satisfied. Or just let me urge you, maybe even if you do not have a lot right now, make sure you're thankful for what you have. We're just thankful to have a roof over our head, clothes on our back, and some food to eat each day. If you have that, you are considered rich, because there's just so many people in this world that do not have any of that. And I know it's easy to just sit back on our couch and watch TV and eat those Doritos or whatever you eat and just not think about the situation other people are in. But just let me tell you, there is people around the world that would die to even have one of those chips. So as you're going through your day, just make sure you're thankful for what you have, because you have no idea how quickly something can be taken away from you. So just be content with what you have, so that even when you're later on in life, that you can be content with the things that you're given and achieve. So if you're not content with what you have, you're not going to be happy with all the good stuff you're going to have later on in life. So especially for other young people, don't try to keep up with someone else that may have more than you. Just be happy with what you have, because there's no sense in, like, all these people that has this $30,000, $40,000 credit card debt just to keep up with the Joneses or whatever they call it these days. But just be thankful for what you have. I mean, some of us are not meant to have everything a movie star or a rock star has. We're just meant to have the basics in life. We're not meant to have all these Cadillacs and all these huge houses. I mean, maybe some of us are meant to have just the basics in life. I mean, you just got to be thankful for what you have, even if it's a lot or even if it's just a little or anywhere in between. So I just urge you guys and girls just to be glad for what you have. Okay, next we have understanding. How many people do we know of that just jump to conclusions about you or someone in your family and say that's how they are, and they have never met them before? I can tell you, I know this firsthand experience, because there's just so many people out there these days that judge you, that don't even take the time to get to know you. Because, I mean, for me growing up, I was always the quiet kid that, kept to himself and wasn't really I guess you would say, as outgoing as everyone else. I just try to tell people everyone is not born to be a politician. And before you judge someone, make sure you take the time to get to know them a little bit, because there's just so many friendships that, if you're one of these people that judge someone and off the bat and don't even get to know them, you don't know what type of friendship you may be missing out on. So when you're going through your life, be understanding to other people. Maybe someone doesn't act exactly like you do, or maybe someone says something to someone and you're like, why did they take it like that? Why were they so uptight about it? Why did they react back to them the way they did? And I just tell you, I just urge you to get to know that person, because you may not know what this person has been through. I mean, you may think you've been through a lot, but maybe the person next to you has been through 3 times, 4 times as much as you have, and they have more respect for life and maybe the certain situation that you two are in, and you're wondering, why did they act like they did? I mean, until you've walked in someone else's shoes, I tell you, do not judge someone. Even, you may see someone, you may have 2 guys standing there, or 2 girls. One's just, proper looking, has all the nice clothes, clean cut, just looks like a perfect angel. And you go to talk to them, and they're just the rudest, hatefulest person you've ever met in your life. But then you have the person next to them. They're just covered head to toe in tattoos. They may have green, orange, purple hair. They may have clothes that you may not agree with. But you go talk to them. I mean, it's just like talking to some professional, politician or a public figure. I mean, they're just the nicest person you'll you've ever met, and they don't say one negative thing. I mean, you cannot judge a book by its cover, and that goes the same with people. You got to dig in a little bit, dig into them, find out really who they are and what they're about. There's just so many people that just judge people just right off, and they're like, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with them. But I just tell you guys and girls, just to get to know someone a little bit, you have no idea how much understanding will help you in life, especially when you get into the workforce and you're having to work with people that may not be exactly how the people were that you grew up with. And I just urge you to have an open mind when it comes to meeting new people. Don't be closed-minded and shut off certain people just because of the way they dress, or maybe a certain accent they may have or something like that. And you're judging them just because they have that accent or look a certain way, that they're fit that stereotype. But I just urge you to keep an open mind when you're dealing with people in your daily life. Okay, everyone, we're halfway there with our next word, giving. All right, with giving now, hopefully no one that has signed up with us is one of these self-centered people that's always about me, 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 and they don't care about no one else. So hopefully, if you are like that, we will have that out of your system by the time you get through our program. But when giving, I just urge you guys, if you're ever given the opportunity to give someone your time to help them in a situation or a project, or just anything, make sure you're one of these people that are willing and has an open heart to give someone a helping hand. Because there's just so many self-centered people out there these days that will not do anything for anyone else, but then in return they expect everyone to do something for them. And it should not work like that. Everyone should be willing to help each other out, but as we all know in today's world, that just is not the case. And especially if you help someone out, you're not only helping them, you're getting something back for it, and that's called satisfaction, I think you would call it. And that's just giving you that feeling deep inside that you've done something good with your life. And there's nothing wrong with helping someone out in a positive way. So I just urge everyone to give a helping hand when you can, because it's not always money and material objects that you can give to someone that can help them out. And sometimes giving someone your time is more valuable than any amount of money or any number of objects you could give them. So I just urge you to have an open heart and appreciate the things in life. And I guarantee you, when you help someone, you will feel better about yourself. Okay, goals is our next word. All right, now with this one I know we all have short-term and we all have long-term goals. Now just let me make sure you're not one of these people that's just wandering through life and they're 45 years old and they're like, I don't know what to do with my life. So make sure as you're growing up that you kind of know what you want to go for in your life. Don't like I said, don't be one of these people just wandering from place to place or from job to job and they're like, I don't know what to do. Try to sit down and have a strong foundation for what kind of goal you want in life. Maybe it's a short-term goal. Maybe it's to make an A in that math class. But even if it's just a 6-month goal like that, I think most of our semesters, or most of you guys' semesters in school that are in school is maybe, 6 months if you're in high school. If it's to make an A, make sure you stick to that goal for that 6 months. Try to make that A. There's nothing wrong with a B, but try to go for that A. Try to do your best, even if it does require a little extra help to get that goal done. Or maybe it's something that hopefully older individuals have to deal with. Maybe it's raising a child. This one, it can be long-term and short-term, but hopefully everybody's goal that has a child is to teach them the right things in life and to bring them up the right way and to see them go off and into the right path in life and not go down the wrong path of drugs and meeting up with the wrong people. Hopefully a long-term goal for you parents is to see your child succeed in everything they set their minds to, and even when they don't succeed in the things they want to in life, just be a just be a positive voice that will back them in anything they may try to do. And even for yourself, be positive in your goals. If something doesn't go right, and maybe you've got some roadblocks on the road to your goal, just do the best you can with them. Make sure you have positive people in your life. Make sure you don't have people that's always around you saying, I don't know if you're going to be able to do this. Have those people that are always behind you saying that they know that you can achieve this goal. And even if you fail, make sure you get enough strength, have the right people around you so you can stand up again and try again. And maybe it takes 200 tries. I can't remember right off. I know somebody give me the correct answer, but I think it was a couple hundred times it took Thomas Edison, I believe, hopefully I got that right, to get a light bulb that actually works. So, if it's a difficult goal, don't expect it to happen on the first shot. Sometimes you may be lucky and it happens and you achieve your goal the first time. But there's a lot of people out there that just, year after year, they're just trying after that goal and they just keep failing. But it takes a different kind of person to get up again and keep going after their goal or dream. So I just urge you, even like with this website for me, this has been a goal that I have been trying to achieve I've had rolling around in my head for a couple of years now, and to finally see it actually becoming something is just, I can't even explain it. And I'm hoping that it is successful, but if it's not, I'm not the type of person to give up that easily. You got to have a different frame of mind when it comes to your goals and dreams. You got to step outside of that box if something maybe doesn't work conventionally, like with this website. I'm hoping that this will be something a little. This is outside the box when it comes to martial arts, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that do not agree with this type of teaching. But this is 2000, depending on when we launched, 2009, 2010, maybe 2011. This is the 2000s. This is technology, the technology era. This is not back in the early days of martial arts when it was just taught in your home or family to family. We have the internet, we have all kinds of communication means, and all I'm trying to do is bring martial arts to the whole world and to people that maybe doesn't have a school in their area or cannot afford a regular program. This is not for everyone, but the traditional martial arts school is not for everyone also. So this is an outside the box idea, like I said before, but even if it doesn't, go over well, I will try to pick up and start again, like I hope every one of you guys and girls do if maybe you have an idea that's unique and doesn't go on the first shot. So just stay true to your goals. I guarantee you will not be sorry. Just never give up. All right, next we have care. All right, now this one's going to be a little short because it actually intertwines with some of the other words like courtesy and some of the other ones we will get into after this one. But with care, just make sure you have compassion for those around you. If you see someone that needs some help, make sure you're always willing to care for them, give them a helping hand when they may need it. There's just so many self-centered people that just do not care about anyone. Like I said before, like people that I've seen on TV get hit by a car, and they're just sprawled out in the middle of the road, and they just do not care about that person. It just blows my mind about how cold-hearted some people can be. So, especially if you're in the medical field, I'm a X-ray technician, and especially for nurses, it's just very important to be caring for the people you're working with on your day-to-day job. It's just, you don't know how important that is. So even if you're not in the medical field or working close with the public like that, make sure you try to extend a hand of care when you can. It's just, I mean, it's just very important in today's society, when it's just all these cold-hearted people out there that just would see you in a ditch and they would just keep on driving. And it's just, I mean, I hate to put it as grim as that, but I mean, there are some people, if they saw you on the side of a road and it was life or death, they would just keep on driving. I mean, hopefully nobody has been in that situation, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would do that. So if you have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, make sure you make a positive one. Attitude is next. Now, I know it's not, like I said, it's not good to judge people, but this one probably, I would say, determines my opinion of you right off the bat. I know it's not right, but someone that has a bad attitude right off with me, that just gives me just gives you, or probably with you too, gives me a bad vibe with that person, and it takes a lot. It would take a lot to have for them to redeem themselves from that bad first impression. So when you're in your daily routine, just make sure you have a good attitude, and especially if you're working with the public, on the front lines, maybe it's in retail or fast food, or like I said, in the medical field or anything like that. We have all come in contact with that difficult person that you can just never satisfy. And I mean, they just got the worst attitude in the world, and they're just inching their way towards that line that they will cross that will just set you off. But I just urge you just to step back, get some self-control, because I mean, even though we do have those difficult people that just has the wrong type of attitude, there will come along those people that you will just, you'll just be thankful for, because they're just so nice, and you just wish everyone that you came in contact with was like them. So just have a positive and attractive attitude that, draws others to you instead of pushing them away, because, I mean, we've all can at least picture one person that has just got the worst attitude in the world, and just no matter how nice you are to them, they just come back with negativity after negative comment, and it's just hard to understand how someone can be like that. But for you, just make sure you're the complete opposite of that. Make sure you're just a likable person, and you just never have anything bad to say about anyone. And also, smiling never hurt anyone, so just make sure you have that positive attitude with a smile. And our next word is humility, and we are almost finished up here with our words to live by video. All right, let me ask you this: how many of you have had that person that just has to tell everybody how much they are God's gift to us all? They just constantly have to be bragging about themselves, about how good they are at this, how much of that they can do, or how much better they are than you. I don't know about you, but those type of people get very irritating very fast. As Dane Cook would say, I hope he does not have this trademark, but don't be braggadocious. And if you're good at something, even if it's not something like martial arts or a sport, and maybe you're good at math or something like that, don't be one of these people that's always tooting their own horn, as the saying goes. You don't always have to go out and tell everyone about how terrific you are at doing this or doing that, because at the end of the day, if you're very talented and you're very good at something, you do not have to say one word about how good you are, because you'll have people coming up to you, and you'll have other people saying and spreading the word about how talented you really are. So, I mean, you got to be cautious of these people that's always calling themselves masters in martial arts and just any type of sport or activity like that. Because, I mean, if someone's having to constantly pump themselves up and tell everyone how great they are, those people are the least skilled, the least talented of anyone you will meet. And I just urge you to be humble in your abilities. I mean, if you know for a fact that you are just awesome at something, just please keep your mouth shut. I mean, please. You're like we're going to get into later. Your self-image will thank you. So let others brag on you. I mean, I know for me. I mean, I'm no Bruce Lee. I mean, I'm not even. I mean, nobody is even close to him. But I may be good at this kick, and someone else may be better than me at this other kick. But just because I'm better than someone at this certain kick or punch doesn't mean I'm going to go out and brag to the world how awesome I am at that. Because I mean, the other person is better at me at this other thing. So, you guys just anything. Be humble in your abilities. I mean, if someone wants to brag on you, I mean, that's totally cool. Let them brag on you, but don't be one of these people that's, always having to tell everyone how great they are. Hopefully, nobody's living with that type of person, and if you are, I'm sorry. Hopefully, you can deal with it the best you can. But just be humble. I guarantee you, it will keep you out of situations that you do not want to be in when it comes to martial arts, and some of you guys that are very deeply involved in MMA, just be humble in your abilities, because there's some people that you do not want to mess with. I can tell you that you may not even know that may know something in martial arts. So just be humble in your abilities. All right, everyone, we got our second to last word here, loyalty. All right, now with loyalty, whether it be on the job, in a relationship, or just anything you give your word to, make sure that if you say something or you give your word on something, make sure that you're loyal to them and that you mean what you say. Because in today's world, we have so many flaky people walking around, and you ask them to do something, and you don't really know if they're going to come through for you. So just make sure you're one of the people that you can nail down 100%. That if they ask you to do something, or if they want you to be there for them at this certain time or place, make sure you're one of those people that you can say, yes, I will be there for you. And I mean, for me, a true sign of loyalty is someone. I mean, it's easy to be there when times are good and things are just, you're just cruising right along, no problems. But a true sign of loyalty and friendship, or just the meaning of family, is someone that's there during the worst of times, the bad times. I mean, it's easy, like I said, it's easy to be there when things are just cruising right along. But I mean, when the hard times hit, that's when you really learn a lot about the character of someone. So make sure you try to test your friends out a little bit along the way, so you know who will be there for you. When the time really comes. So, you guys out there, young guys or girls, make sure you make a difference in the world. Be loyal to those around you. All right, everyone, we have finally made it to our last word, self-image. I'm sure some of you guys are finally glad that we are here and ready to start kicking and punching. But let me go ahead and get into this one real quick, and we'll get right to the action. All right, self-image. Now, some people might call your self-image character, and basically what your character self-image is when it comes to martial arts is everything we've went through before this word, self-image. And that involves everything from, respect, courtesy, and all those words we went through, along with your student creed and everything that's in that. So you might want to think of your self-image and character as all of that wrapped into one. So just make sure that your actions, your attitude, and even your appearance, and especially your intentions, promote a positive self-image, because in today's world, there's very few individuals who can truly live up to what a positive self-image and character calls for. And I say this because there's a lot of us that are role models, whether you be a martial arts instructor or a teacher at an elementary, a middle, high school, college, or just anywhere. Make sure you're promoting positive traits, and make sure you're doing positive things in your life, even outside of class and things like that, because it's just in today's world. I mean, you see it on the headlines on TV and in newspapers, all these so-called role models that are actors and musicians and in all kinds of different fields, and they're being caught in all kinds of scandals and just being caught doing all these negative things. And it just blows my mind how children can look up to people like that. It's just sad, really. So I just hope everyone coming through our program here has or develops a positive self-image and character, so that when they go through life, especially if they're an instructor and they're dealing with the public, that they're putting off positive traits on people, so they're not, tearing someone else down, because there's nothing good about tearing someone down. So we hopefully everyone in martial arts will learn to have a positive self-image and character.